Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. If you are into diesels like this one, then you've got to know the name S&S Diesel. They're known for their performance parts, the go-fast stuff, but really, Luke, the stuff that you guys specialize in, the bread and butter for you, is parts that'll make your truck get down the road to the racetrack or just your everyday driver. So you brought something here that is a big insurance policy for something that can go wrong in these Fords.
That's right. The 2011 to current Ford F-250s, 350s, anything with the 6.7 power stroke diesel in it, has the CP4 fuel pump, which has earned a pretty bad reputation for causing failures, and when it fails, it wipes out everything else around it. So the injectors, rails, tanks full of metal, it's a high dollar expense in a lot of downtime.
So give me a brief description of what this does to remedy that.
The actual bypass kit portion of it blocks the flow from the bottom end of the pump up into the injectors and rails. It changes the flow path through the system, and that way, if the pump does fail, it keeps it from contaminating the rest of the expensive fuel system. We also added, with the Gen 2 design, a return side filter that also protects the tank and the rest of your lines and everything else from that metal debris that pump generates when it does fail. So it makes it where your repair is much, much quicker, much less expensive, and get you back on the road much quicker.
And it's not just about Fords.
Yep.
The CP4 pumps are on other vehicles as well, and you guys take care of them too.
That's right. 2011 to 2016, anything with the Duramax, the LML platform, it also has a CP4 failure, which is also known for being the Achilles heel of that platform, unfortunately. So we have CP3 pump conversions for those, where in that platform, just based on the engine design, you can fit another pump design, the CP3, the previous generation, which is a very reliable, robust pump. So we've got conversion kits for that to get a better pump altogether and prevent any kind of failure.
A lot of what you guys do is an improvement on the stock parts. The LB7 engine is a really popular one out there. What do you guys do to improve the performance or improve the reliability of the original parts on that engine?
Sure. So the LB7 was the first generation of the Duramax engine. They were renowned for going through a lot of sets of injectors. So every 50 to 100,000 miles, it wasn't unheard of for guys to have to be replacing injectors. They'd start hazing and getting white smoke and running rough and stuff like that. So to remedy that issue, we designed and developed a better nozzle design to go on that LB7 injector platform. That's a stock replacement. It's not a performance adder, it's just a reliability improvement. So it goes to the sack type nozzle design, which is what every modern injector is now, and gets it where it's the last injector you'll ever have to buy for them.
Where can they find you guys on the web?
ssdiesel.com, SS Fueled, S&S Diesel Motorsport on Facebook, Instagram. You can go to our website, find a dealer locator, and get some parts headed your way.
If you've got a diesel engine, you need to check them out online. We have seen Tireject and how it's great at getting you out of trouble by the side of the road if you have a puncture. It will certainly rescue you, but more common, Brandon, we see folks getting a slow leak. Maybe your car's sitting for a week and you come there to drive it on Saturday morning and you've got a flat tire. How does that happen?
Yeah, we see that a lot with temperature changes, because what happens, the temperature drops overnight and the rubber contracts, and it'll expose little holes around the bead of your tire, and that's the seal between the rubber tire and the rim.
What are your options?
So typically, you gotta take it to the dealer. If the tire's flat, like, what do you do? How do you get it there? And the dealer might try to use a wire brush to clean any debris off to try to get the tire to seal. But a lot of times, probably one of our most popular reviews for our automotive tire sealant is customers that are like, thank you for this product, because I've taken my car to the dealer several times and they're unable to seal the bead leak that they have, and they use our product and it seals it right away.
Amazing. How does it actually work?
So our tire sealant is made with a liquid rubber and a aramid fiber, and it's also really, really thin. So what will happen, it'll easily slosh up onto the sidewall and also get up into the bead area, and it will seal any kind of little micro holes, anything that's going on there. So you'll never have that moment where you wake up in the morning and see that you have a flat tire and can't go to work.
We see how it can repair tiny, tiny holes like that, but we've also seen Tireject and how it can repair big holes from punctures and things like that, as we touched on earlier. How big of a hole can it actually repair?
For automotive, we can do 1/4 of an inch, and yeah, the demo we did earlier, we did this, and this board was actually nailed to the tire,
yeah,
and we sealed it right up with no problem.
Yeah, and you can see right where we did it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's really cool. What's it like to install Tireject?
So Tireject is really easy to install. It'll take you less than 5 minutes and anyone can do it. Our kit comes with everything you need. So it comes with the valve core removal tool to remove the valve core from inside the valve stem. And then there is a cap with a hose on it, and that hose slides right over to the valve stem, and you can squeeze the contents of the pouch straight into the tire. You're putting the valve core back in, airing the tire back up, and you're driving and you're on your way.
We've talked about how Tireject works around the bead, but how does it seal a big hole like we're talking about with a puncture?
So I mentioned that Tireject's made with that liquid rubber, and it also has those super strong aramid fibers. Well, those fibers will clot together and they'll seal in those larger punctures, and then the liquid rubber is actually what will permanently seal and bond to the rubber of the tire.
And we know Tireject can be used on passenger tires, but what other kinds of tires can we use it on?
We also have our off-road formula, and that can be used on ATVs, lawnmowers, wheelbarrows, anything that is off-road.
And quickly, is it safe for my tires?
Yeah, absolutely. The materials we use, they do not cause any kind of corrosion or any kind of rust issues on the tire. And the automotive formula is also designed to be TPMS safe, so you're not going to have any issues.
Well, you've seen it here. Tireject really works. Get yours at tireject.com. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coating, so do not touch that dial.